the 2K Sports pregame show.
We're starting to get some early answers on this year's big questions in the NBA season. And here to tell us what it all means are the experts, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm just your host, Ernie Johnson.
No one's an expert.
Huh?
No one's an expert.
Well, you guys try. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the Sacramento Kings. Looking at the Kings, they've had a tough time over the last few weeks. 3-7 in their last 10 games. We'll see if they can make amends tonight. Al Jefferson played for several teams in his NBA career, but no matter what uniform he has on, he is a load, a real handful.
Well, he can shoot the mid-range, Ernie, and that's probably his biggest asset. And, then he could take you down on the block. That's probably one of his bread and butter moves. I like his jump hook, though, because when he goes to that, it creates space in the lane and allows guys to offensive rebound as well.
My nickname for him is Baby Fundamentals, has tremendous feet work in the post. And Ernie, believe it or not, he has a deceptive quickness to get a shot up before.
It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday night. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. We're at the Time Warner Cable Arena, the home of the Hornets. We are live in Charlotte, North Carolina. And, of course, Rajon Rondo. This will be their second game without him.
Well, as fans, as teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all he brings to the table. But I like what the trade does for him, and I bet it helps him right off the bat. It also is going to help him long term.
Well, we'll see, because you don't make a change this drastic without having a period of adjustment. So you may be right. We'll see how long it takes and whether this new look roster can gel.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. Lyndsey out there with DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Collison in at the 1 spot. And the rejection by Cousins, but he stays with it. Jefferson missing again. On defense, Charlotte coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars than a game of basketball.
Thinking about DeMarcus Cousins, Clark, when he was selected, people questioned whether he could stay out of trouble. Many doubted that, he could, but he has stayed clean really since day one.
Yeah, going back 5 years ago, a beat writer actually had the audacity to say he would end up in jail at some point, but Cousins has proved him and others wrong.
And so here's Sacramento, following the miss by Kemba Walker from deep. From deep, McLemore, that doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. Batum passes to Walker. He trains the quick shot.
And with that Cousins story about the writer, Cousins actually called him out about that failed prediction. I mean, they made amends, however, with the writer eating his words and donating to a charity of Cousins' choice.
Here's Collison. Kemba Walker making his last shot. The drive by Collison. He's looking for Cousins and finds him. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Al Jefferson.
Yeah, and for Cousins, it's never been a question of talent. I mean, many are glad to see that he's been able to stay focused really for the first stretch of his career.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. And it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
Great D that time from Batum.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Pass to Walker. Williams sets a screen for Walker. Fires the 3. No good. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe, in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
I'll tell you what, no question, he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
Now here's Walker after Darren Collison's miss. And Walker kicks to Williams. On the wing, Batum. Picked by Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And a wide open look for Walker. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Collison kicks to Gay. Good, and the assist goes to Collison.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Walker. His last outing, he had 18 points. Williams, that's good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Collison dishes to Cousins. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And so here's Charlotte. Lynn, that's a 2-pointer. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league from going in.
I wasn't sure, you know.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
On the court for the Kings as the second quarter gets underway. Curry is out there with Bellinelli. Then there's Cauley-Stein. Then it's Johnson, and it's Caspi in at the 4 slot. Kicks it to Curry. The feed to Bellinelli. From outside the arc, good, and Curry gets the assist. Bellinelli's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They're not going to run that play very often, but hey, they'll take it. Way to notch that 3.
After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really high expectations, and 33 and 49 just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season.
No good from Caspi.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
And a wide open look for Lee. Drains the 3-pointer.
You know, for the Hornets, they've not made consecutive playoff appearances since the team moved to New Orleans back in 2002. They just haven't been able to stay consistent enough to make it to the playoffs back-to-back years.
Charlotte trailing. And Lamb kicks to Lynn. Down low, Zeller powered down with both hands.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Back to Curry. Out left to the wing. Clock at 6. Bellinelli passes to Curry. And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
And guys, what's rough for the Hornets is that they were a consistent playoff fixture in the late 90s. Still, the team has never made it to the conference finals in its franchise history, and that should be a goal for them in the coming years.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Williams, he's checked in for Zeller. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Lamb. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Lee. And Walker subbed in for Jeremy Lin.
And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
Here's Collison, and that one's good.
That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
And Batum kicks to Williams. 50 seconds left in the first half. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
And the Kings last year were able to get George Karl to lead the team, a good hire for them. This team did decent under him back in the last half of the season.
Yeah, they still got a lot of work to do, but he can certainly make it happen for him, one of the outstanding coaches in our league. The Kings actually were in it for a while last year, but then had a mini rebuild mid-season.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Now here's Collison. Here's the screen to the inside. Williams with the block. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting. And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second. Half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Charlotte, Williams down low with Jefferson. Kemba Walker is out there with Batum, and it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3 slot. And the pass to Gay. Feeds it to Cousins. Back to Gay. Good, and it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Getting the half off to a good start here already with some penetration.
You look at him physically, and Rudy Gay is the complete package at the small forward spot. Nothing holding him back.
You know, Kevin, he comes in at 6'8", has that solid frame, unbelievable athletic ability with the speed to go with that for a player of his height. He is a true talent.
Outside Collison. High post Cousins. Kicks it out to Gay. Shoots a fader, but they get it back. Cousins, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Cousins has got 9.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Well, it's still early in the season yet, but let's take a look at where the Hornets sit right now. Second in blocks, third in opponent field goal percentage. And this is also what I would call a pretty solid offensive rebounding team. I mean, they've got a top 10 ranking in the second chance points category.
And how about that sky-high ranking in terms of blocks per game? Sometimes that can indicate a team's allowing too many drives to the rim. but it's sure nice to have bigs who can send it away as a last resort.
Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. A shame to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
That's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
Screen by Jefferson. Here's Lee outside. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lee against Johnson. Screen by Cousins. And here's Anderson from the arc. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And, you know, you mentioned the 9 straight years without a playoff appearance for the Kings. Their last trip was in 2006. And since then, they've been rebuilding. That's the second longest playoff drought in the NBA.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Pass to Cousins. Kicks it out to Johnson. Anderson dishes to AC. Johnson for 3. No luck. Walker with some nice D.
Well, if the Kings do make it back to the playoffs, you know they'll be dangerous. Their fans have been through so much the last few seasons. They really deserve to see a team in postseason contention. And you can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
Catching up on the changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Jefferson. For Spencer Hawes. And it's Harrison in for Nicholas Batum. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Well, traditionally, many of the great free throw shooters have come from the point guard ranks. Here are the ones leading the league this year. Second is Kemba Walker.
They are as reliable at the free throw line as you're going to find in this league. And that's something we've come to expect from the point guard position.
Yeah, typically you're going to find your best free throw shooters at that point guard spot. But it doesn't happen automatically. I mean, these fellas are consistently working and practicing to keep that percentage as high as it is.
Now here's Cauley-Stein. Guarded closely. And he gets it to go.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. They set the pick. Zeller, a screen on Curry. Walker goes in and off the front iron, and in it goes. Walker's got 7 points here in this quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
And stolen by Zeller. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. Sacramento with the ball. On the court right now for the Kings. Allison runs the point with McLemore at the 2. Caspi is out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Cousins in at the 5 down low. McLemore, the pass to Gay. Fires from 14. No good. And Charlotte will come the other way. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. And here's Walker outside. That's good. Walker's got the lead up to 6 now for the Hornets.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him.
And there's DeMarcus Cousins on the assist by Collison. And that's 13 points here for Cousins. Pass to Walker. Dishes it to Williams. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Kid Gilchrist. It's hauled in by Gay. So for the Kings, they come in off the loss to Orlando. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. And Cousins gets it to go.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He told them, "This is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it." Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Thanks, Doris. Screen by Cousins. The drive by Collison. The shot goes down, and it gets this game back to even.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And Walker kicks to Jefferson. A fader. That one off the back iron and out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Cousins, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Excellent game we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins. He has 15 points, and his 2 blocks have given them a lift defensively.
No doubt about it. He's been a rim protector, and it's starting to get into the heads of their opponent.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 2-point ball game.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation. Williams dishes to Batum. He feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. And Walker kicks to Jefferson. On target from 13 feet. Jefferson's got it all tied up now for the Hornets. I love that plan. Set up the opportunity for the mismatch.
Yeah, knowing they have to get a bucket here and exploiting the height advantage where they can find it, that's a no-brainer to me.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Here's Cousins. Jefferson with some nice D. Charlotte's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. And Walker kicks to Jefferson. Tries from 7. Misses off the left iron.
I don't know how that one doesn't go in. Nice cushion between him and the defender.
Leaps for it. Williams with the steal. Walker against Collison. The dish to Jefferson. Baseline jumper. Again, the miss by Jefferson.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking. When Rudy Gay is on like he is now, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Unloads from 13. Again, the miss by Jefferson.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
Oh, that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him.
Walker the pass to Jefferson. Count it, and the foul. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Boy, just look at what Jefferson is doing.
Jefferson no good on the free throw. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Back to Walker. Looking for Jefferson. He gets it there. Over in the corner, Williams. Buries the triple.
And the hot shooting continues.
Yeah, along with the lack of defense we've seen, Greg, neither team really expending much energy when it comes to protecting the basket either. It's been all offense all the time.
And here are the Kings now. Unloads from 13. Got it!
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So it's the Kings taking the W in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came.
Well, DeMarcus, congrats.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan player, DeMarcus Cousins. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight. What'd you think, Kenny?
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he...
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.